Carter dealt with his foreign policy based on moral principles. It was a human rights policy, meaning the United States should protect freedoms and liberties throughout the world. One accomplishment in Carter's foreign policy was giving back the Panama Canal. Since 1914, when U.S. got full ownership of the canal, the Panamanians resented having their nation split by a foreign power. In 1977, the U.S. and Panama agreed to overturn the control of the canal to Panama on December 31, 1999. Some of the public felt mixed emotions about giving back the canal, but in the end, it greatly improved relations with Latin America. Another major accomplishment of Carter's foreign affairs was the Camp David Accords. In 1978, Carter invited Egyptian ruler Sadat and Israeli ruler Begin to Camp David, Maryland. In 12 days, peace was achieved. Israel was to return the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt, and Egypt was to recognize Israel's right to exist. Carter's foreign policy experienced a few hiccups as well. Carter proposed the SALT II treaty to the Soviet Union. This treaty provided limits on the number of strategic weapons and nuclear missile launchers that each side could produce. Many were opposed because people felt it would put the United States at a military disadvantage. In December 1979, Soviets invaded Afghanistan and Carter was furious. He refused to fight for the SALT II agreement, and it soon died. Lastly, the Iranian hostage took up a large part of Carter's presidency. In 1979, the Shah of Iran, who was a U.S. ally, was in trouble. The Iranians resented his dictatorial regimen of violence and force. Soon revolution broke out. The Muslim religious leader Ayatollah Khomeini led rebels to overthrow the Shah and install a government based on strict obedience of the Quran. The Shah fled and the United States took him in, since he was very ill with cancer. The Iranian rebels were furious and wanted the Shah back to be tried and hung. Carter refused. In November 1979, armed students surrounded the U.S. Embassy in Tehran and took 52 Americans hostage. Carter and his administration worked hard to try and release these hostages. The American hostages were held for 444 days, and as Reagan was sworn in, they were finally released. All this occurred under the human rights foreign policy of President Jimmy Carter.